I'm Alan Robarge, a relationship coach. Welcome to Improve Your Relationships, where I like to talk about attachment injuries and healing attachment trauma. And on this video, let's talk about secure attachment and what it's like to be in a relationship where both partners are securely attached. And we consider and think about this as being in a healthier relationship, and that a securely attached relationship is a healthy relationship. And very specifically, one characteristic that we want to talk about with regards to secure attachment has to do with providing good enough, consistent emotional care. And in order to make sense of this, let's reference the parent-child relationship. Let's think about when a child is bonding with mom, or it could be primary caregiver, whoever that is. But if a child is bonding with mom and mom is providing some reliable, safe, consistent, good enough emotional care, good enough emotional presence, responding to the child's needs, and mom is also sharing back, reciprocating, letting the child know that she too is an emotional person and that they're mirroring back and forth their awareness. That's attunement. They're attuning to each other through emotional warmth and offering presence and connection. And so if a child has this to a level that we call good enough, and it feels safe and it's consistent, well, that's the foundation for developing a secure attachment style. Now, let's assume perhaps if you're watching this video that maybe you did not have that, or you do not have a secure attachment style. We can still use that information to practice healthier relating and to strengthen changing our attachment style so that we are rewiring our brain so that we can operate from a more securely attached place. So what this means is that we both need to provide and also find a partner who can provide for us a degree of consistent, reliable, good enough emotional care. And it doesn't need to be perfect. That's the beauty of the phrase good enough. And it certainly cannot be horrible or lacking. And for many of us, some of us, this idea, this phrase of good enough is very subjective or relative. And if you have an attachment style, an insecure attachment style that errs a bit more on the side of preoccupied, anxious, then your idea of good enough emotional care is going to be a bit more skewed towards needing more. And then perhaps if your insecure attachment style is more of the fearful avoidant or dismissive avoidant type, then your definition of good enough emotional care might actually be really lacking. And so for both of those insecure attachment styles, we need to practice that we can be okay, that it's not going to be at the same level of intensity that we had hoped, and that we can manage and calm our own fears around when we think it's lacking. And then also for someone who's avoidantly attached, to practice experimenting with getting more, demanding more, asking more, and comforting yourself that it is okay to increase the frequency or the amount of emotional connection, even if it feels foreign, and even if it's not your default setting initially. So securely attached people are able to provide for themselves and for each other, to give and receive a consistent amount of reliable, good enough emotional presence or emotional caring. And you need to be very specific, very aware for yourself. What is good enough emotional care? And how sometimes it could be skewed and out of balance if you have an insecure attachment style. And it's very important then to be able to negotiate with your partner, and that your partner would also be able to help participate and define as a couple what is a reasonable range of good enough, consistent, reliable, safe, emotional connection. And that's a really good practice to realize that when you have a demand with your partner, you have a request with your partner, that your partner is able to respond. And perhaps your partner can't totally deliver in that moment all the time. However, if your partner has the sensitivity to realize a request was made and can validate and acknowledge the request and is open to negotiating how you both are going to get your emotional needs met, that is a characteristic of secure attachment, is to be able to hear the invitation for emotional connection and closeness, and to be able to negotiate in a way where both people feel satisfied that it's an agreeable, reasonable, good enough amount of consistent emotional care. I hope that this video is helpful, talking about a characteristic of secure attachment. If you like this video, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. More videos just like it on its way. Also, to learn more about me and the community membership website that I'm creating, please go to my website, alanrobarge.com, for more information. Thank you for watching.